Hi, I'm Stephen Barber. I've got an amazing story to tell you. Probably one of the biggest conspiracy theories since probably the JFK assassination. It's a Cold War conspiracy, triple homicide on Apollo 1. Let me tell you how this all started, because I didn't look for this, it came at me. I'm a freelance writer here in Los Angeles, California. And I've been really fortunate. I live in a very star-studded celebrity area, so I've met a lot of celebrities. And through my adventures, I got a chance to meet Buzz Aldrin. There's a picture of me and Buzz right here. He signed an autograph for me and a couple of autographs. Great guy. I mean, a really, really amazing, amazing guy. Second man on the moon. After spending some time with him, I met him at the Oscars. There's a picture of he and I at the Oscars. I got to go to his house. I got to spend 5 hours in the second man on the moon's home. It was just amazing. I mean, there's not a lot of people in the world that, I'm impressed with, but a guy that gets on a rocket, 35 years ago and goes to another planet or another world, I was quite impressed. So I got to spend 5-6 hours with Buzz, got to know him quite well. After that, this is pretty much how it all started. I got the article published right here. This is Spaceflight Magazine out of Europe. And I got it published, and it was actually my first story. And I got a picture there, and there's a picture of me and Buzz. And after, I didn't realize how big this magazine was. I mean, it doesn't look that big, but it's pretty big. So I got a call out of the blue, totally out of the blue, from the executive producer of The Right Stuff. Now, The Right Stuff was the movie about the early astronauts, the early astronaut program, Gemini, Mercury, and Chuck Yeager breaking the sound barrier. So long story short, I go to the 20th anniversary of The Right Stuff. I meet Eric Anderson, and this is how the story progressed. Eric Anderson has a company called Space Adventures. Now this is Space Adventures right here. They sent Dennis Tito and Mark Shuttleworth up to the International Space Station. So right now I'm trying to sell a $20 million seat for the next mission to the space station. So I'm a real space guy. If you look over here, you'll see this is my original picture from the 60s of the three astronauts. And basically, there's Armstrong and Collins and Buzz signed that for me. I've had that for 35 years. I'm a child of the 60s. I mean, I love the whole space program. I love the opportunity. And just through some research, I found this website, Sabotage, Murder, and Cover-Up on Apollo 1. And basically, it's a 90-minute interview in depth of the lives of Betty and Scott Grissom. Since the death of Gus Grissom, an Apollo 1 spacecraft has largely remained forgotten until now. Gus Grissom, his son Scott Grissom, is a pilot. And we're going to get Scott on the phone here in about 10 minutes. He's in Houston right now waiting for my phone call. And basically, Scott Grissom is a commercial airline captain. He obtained access to Apollo 1, the capsule right here, which is sitting, unfortunately, it's buried in a little tiny building in Langley, Virginia, totally forgotten about. And he went to go see the capsule to try to get a little closure. And what he found was he accidentally discovered a mysterious fabricated metal plate as part of a critical switch assembly. Scott got more than he bargained for when he found himself learning the very systems his father studied over 30 years ago. Scott believes that NASA knew his father died from an act of sabotage and deliberately covered up the race for the moon. Now, this is an amazing story. So I got on the web and I contacted Scott and I emailed him, and I was so fascinated and so blown away. And I mean, I asked him what he did. He wasn't working at Kentucky Fried Chicken. The guy is a first pilot for FedEx. So he's an electrical engineer. He's a bright guy. So I jumped on a plane with my own money, went to Houston, and I interviewed him. We're going to get him on the phone here in a few minutes. Basically, let's just kind of do an overview. This is the original crew of Apollo 1. These would have been the men on the moon. This is Roger Chaffee, this is Ed White, and this is Gus Grissom. So these were the three astronauts that were slated to go to the moon. Here is another great picture of them in their suits in the 60s. I mean, young, vibrant. They're not rappers. They're heroes. They're engineers. They're test pilots. I mean, this is the right stuff, these three men right here. Here's another, obviously, a pose from the 60s. They had huge PR. The huge PR campaign. Here they are. This is Gus Grissom right here. Now, Gus was also a very controversial figure in the movie The Right Stuff, where he supposedly blew the hatch, and the Liberty 7 capsule sank, and which was just recovered, as a matter of fact, in a Discovery show. And we're going to delve on that a little bit. Of according to his son, he never blew the hatch. It wasn't his fault. So you can go to the website, gusgrissom.com. You can pull up all these pictures. And I have been pitching this story all around Hollywood. I met with Ron Howard, Rob Reiner, Tom Hanks, and everybody wants to shy away from it, but that doesn't mean that it didn't really happen. Once again, just some pictures. This is Gus right here, obviously test pilot from the 60s, the right stuff. This is the last picture of the Apollo 1 astronauts as they got on the gantry before they perished. Now, for those of you who don't remember, 1967, it was, I mean, I got to tell you, NASA's been killing astronauts for going on 40 years now. These men have been totally forgotten. Nobody, and Scott's original thought was to go see the capsule. He had to go through the Freedom of Information Act to get to the capsule. It's stuck in a little tiny, dirty, rusty little like metal shack in Langley, Virginia. There's no plaque to these guys. I actually have called NASA trying to get information. I don't get any return phone calls. You know, I brought up to them that I think that these men were murdered. So, I mean, there's definitely something going on. Here they are here doing some training. Just some, and it's amazing that we went to the moon in, I mean, the technology didn't even seem, I mean, look at this stuff. It looks so antiquated. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, I wanted to give you kind of an overview. There was a fire in 1967 which killed all three of them. Now, Scott, the son of Gus Grissom, thinks, and he didn't go in there looking for a Cold War conspiracy. He didn't go in there looking for sabotage. That's what he found. And he found all kinds of discrepancies in the report. They said they had pulmonary edema, which takes, according to Scott's research, takes about 10 to 12 minutes to die from. But according to NASA, they died in like 10 to 12 seconds, which is absolutely impossible if you have pulmonary edema. I mean, that's just one of many different discrepancies that Scott Grissom found. Now, this is some really cool stuff. And once again, this is all on the website. If you go to gusgrissom.com, this is the capsule as it's obviously the outer shell before it was being built. Now, this is the storage. This is hideous. This is one of the greatest missions that did not make it. But, I mean, look where these guys are. I mean, this capsule should be memorialized in the Smithsonian, but it's not. Here, this dirty little capsule in Langley, Virginia, this metal shed is where, you know, the first NASA capsule is, Apollo 1, and it's just totally forgotten about. It's ridiculous. Now, here's the fire. For those of you who weren't alive or don't remember this happened in 1967. There's the fire. Now, according to Scott, there was a switch, and there's a controversial switch, and we'll show that picture in a little bit. But Scott said absolutely not was this an accident. According to Scott, he thinks it was a Russian cover-up. He thinks that the Russians were on the launch pad. They pretty much hot-wired Apollo 1. And I have no reason not to believe him because, I mean, he wasn't doing this to make money. He wasn't doing this to get a story. He was going there to get the capsule put into the Smithsonian so it could be a proper memorial. I mean, they did it for Columbia. They did it for the other capsule that blew up. Well, we've had two shuttle astronauts. All the shuttle astronauts. Another thing, all the shuttle astronauts got $5 million. All the families got $5 million. Scott's family got nothing. Roger Chaffee's family got nothing. Ed White's family got nothing. There's just a huge cover-up going here. The fire was hot. I mean, the fire was extremely hot. These guys burned it. I mean, it was just a horrible thing. And we're going to call Scott right now. I'm going to call Scott Grissom. He's going to talk about this. This is the outer capsule, and they never brought this up. They only talked about the fires here, the inward fire. They never brought this up on the ablative heat shield, the outside fire. And according to Scott, and we're going to give Scott a call right now, and because this is public access, this is as quickly and as professional as we could do it. So we'll give Scott a call. He's in Houston. I think he's having breakfast at Denny's. He's a good old boy. Scott's a good boy. We got some pictures of him here. We're going to have him call me back right now. But this is a great story. Looks like it's a true story, and we're going to get Scott Grissom on the phone to do a little explanation. Scotty? Yeah, Steve Barber. You want to call me back? We're shooting live. Okay, I'll call you right back. Call me right back. All right. So Scott Grissom is about to call.